Welcome to the Arizona Pickleball League podcast, presented by Jigsaw Health. And now, your hosts, Danny Jensen and the Orchard Security Guy.
Due to technical difficulties, we are joining the podcast in progress.
So let's actually, before we head over to you, let's talk about actually another incident that happened today. The wine spill in the splash row.
Yeah.
You know?
That was dramatic.
Wow. What did you have to do to take care of the ladies in the front row? The ball came, splash zone.
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I heard it.
Okay.
I rushed over. I happened to be in the middle of the room, so I got there in just split seconds.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed, but it was red wine.
It was
And if
red
that
wine.
red wine happens to trickle over the table and hit the pickle roll,
Yeah.
I don't even want to know what happens.
Yeah.
So
Scary.
luckily, I saw it. I reacted. I had the napkin in hand. It was within centimeters of falling over, dripping over the edge, and we saved it.
Good.
She did have kind of like a clothing malfunction with the with all of the I think
Red
it was red
wine
wine.
all over.
So
Yeah.
just so she knows, if she is listening, white wine will actually take that out.
Oh, just
You
rub
pour-
some
you pour
white wine on there?
Yes, a lot of people don't know that.
I had no idea.
Is it the
Yes.
cheap? Is it the cheap white
Oh, no,
wine?
no, no.
No, you want the
Oh.
good stuff.
You need
High
yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need the good stuff. But if whoever that is listening, I hope we're okay. But let's get some white wine on that immediately.
Close call.
Immediately.
Close call. This was a very eventful night. Obviously, you had a few instances, but we had a second quarter great match with you and Michael
Yeah.
and Chris and Steph, and it was very, very extremely fun to watch. And I
Yeah.
actually was super excited going into the third quarter, and then Jess Wilcox took over.
Yeah.
Talk to us. We saw the swagger on the court. It was very obvious. How are you feeling in that third quarter?
I mean, I was just looking at fun with Takako.
Yeah.
I mean, we play our best pickleball when we're having fun. We play every week together, so we know each other's games. I know what she's going to do. She knows what I'm going to do. So just going with that groove and keeping that moving forward, I think, is the best bet for us. We just got to have fun, smile, let her do her bops, and I close in and finish too when we can. So that was the ticket for us today.
Can you tell us about your strategy that you had going into the third quarter? I know it was a 8-point game.
Yeah.
So 8-point game going into third quarter. At that point, it can go either way, right? The team can come back, make essentially close down the game and let it come down to the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Or you guys can kind of blow it out,
Right.
and which is kind of what happened.
Yeah.
What was your strategy doing that?
Well, we noticed that they started their Vicky was on the left side, so backhands were both in the middle. Our strategy going in was soft to the middle, just to get them confused. Backhands, they were both backing up, so I think that was a game changer for us. We ran a bunch of points off of that play, just doing that, and even just like some speed ups to Vicky, try to get some pop ups here and there.
Yeah.
You know, they have a good hard game, so just keeping everything soft until the right moments were clutch for us.
Yeah. I mean, you guys handle them pretty nicely. There's two things that I noticed. The drops from you and Takako were unbelievable. It was putting a lot of pressure on them, being able to get to the kitchen in one or two balls.
Yeah.
And then there was your speed ups along with Takako's lobs
Yes.
for clean winners.
Yes.
So they were always on their heels.
Yeah.
And you guys were able to punish them for that. And I know they rattled off a couple points there. They got there's a stretch where they had 5 points, but other than that stretch, I mean, it was a 22-2 beatdown if you took out that one little just couple points that happened to go their way.
Yeah.
Just tell us more about one, do you and Takako know that you guys are are you looking for those lobs all the time? Does she do that all the time?
She does them a lot, but they're still unexpected.
Yeah.
I mean, I still turn around and they're clean winners. And I'm like, oh my God, look at you go, girl. Come on.
It actually gets a little bit difficult to announce it because sometimes like lobs just like aren't good.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. But every time it's going back there, and you guys were on the close side to us, so we couldn't really see if they were all landing in because people were in front of us. And every time, like, the other team was just deflated.
Yeah,
So
we were clean. Well, and it's hard because Takako's setup for her drops and her lobs are the same.
Yeah.
So until she really hits it, you don't know until she's hitting it.
That's a great point.
Like, you can sometimes tell when people just their body language, oh, that's going to be a lob, it's going to be a drive, it's going to be a drop.
Absolutely.
Everything looks the same pretty much from her, from back there. So it's very deceiving.
So then, so not only were your drops just killer today, you're right-sided dinking. I'm a right-sided specialist. I love playing the right side. You were absolutely killing the right-sided dink.
Yeah.
Were you looking to do that? You were putting so much pressure. You were causing so many pop-ups. That's something that you guys have trained for. And
I mean, that's my bread and butter. Like, to be honest, that's my strength. So as long as I can get in that rhythm, like, those are going to be money all day.
Yeah.
And as long as I'm not giving too much angle, that you got to find that, like, happy sweet spot too. I can't be giving them too much angle. They have to be in the right spot, right by their foot.
Yeah. No, it was pretty to watch, but at the same time, not quite as pretty for the other team. Like, there's not much to say other than you guys, like, took control of the game in that third quarter and ran away with it. And I actually enjoy that. I think that you should never take your foot off the gas pedal if you can. I think.
Well, that's what we all decided as a team. Like, we're not going to take our foot off the gas pedal. Like, we're going to go full force no matter what. You know, like, we need to stay focused.
Honestly,
no matter what.
High-level pickleball, it could turn at any point.
Totally.
So you do let off the gas a little bit. It can come back to backfire.
100%.
So I really applaud you and your team for sticking with that, and you being the captain, essentially leading that charge to put the hammer down and not let anything come back.
Mm-hmm.
Was there talk before? I don't know if you saw any, Danny, during the match today. I didn't see one stinger the whole match.
No, we did.
Did you guys decide that that's not something you want to do?
I saw a couple, but they weren't as. Remember last week? It was like full on.
I think we were pretty aggressive last week.
Yeah.
I mean, I did pull out a few this week.
I think it was just like
they were subtle.
It was just like more like.
Yeah.
Because there were some big points there. I thought maybe one or two of them would come out. I didn't catch
I think on Takako's lob winner, I was going full force with it.
I think a few of them, when I noticed them, were just they. Last week was a lot.
It was a lot.
Last week was a lot.
Yeah.
There was a lot of finger wagging and a lot of pythons out there.
Mm-hmm.
This week, a little bit less. I did notice, this might have been the biggest shock. Treff does an Ernie at the end of the game, up about 30 points, and gives a finger wag.
Yes, he does. Oh my God.
Are we going to have to talk about just having some.
Is that putting the pedal down? Is that what you were talking about earlier?
That is the metal. That's the metal in the pedal.
Stepping on their throat? Is that what that is?
That was the attempted murder that we saw happening today was essentially solidified by the finger wag.
Yeah.
Not quite sure if we have to limit finger wags from now on, but that one was probably my favorite so far in the pickleball league.
Yeah.
Just the timing of it was just immaculate. Just immaculate.
Yes.
Okay, so obviously the game was great. Tell us your takeaways from last week compared to this week. Just the different environments, different games. You obviously came out on top both times, but tell me the differences that you noticed.
I mean, the biggest difference for us was going to be the energy. Much different energy this week than last week. So that can be a struggle, though, too. Like, to stay focused and to stick with the game plan. You can kind of, like, veer away from it because the energy's low. So we kind of had to, like, just stay on top of each other as a team and make sure that we were, like, staying focused. Like, I kept telling the boys, like, okay, let's go, boys. Like, you're good. You know.
Absolutely.
So that was the biggest difference for us in terms of the difference between last week and this week was just the energy, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I mean, you guys brought it both weeks.
Yeah.
It just ended up a little bit, like, just different styles of games. And what did you see, OSG?
Well, I was just thinking there's a big difference playing the second time, I think, than the first time.
Yeah.
And you guys are the only team that had won on their first TNP. What was the difference today on the nerves, the jitters, having already played here 1 week?
Yeah.
Because people don't quite understand that versus maybe what Gilbert was experiencing tonight.
Yeah, I mean, personally for me, like last week, a little bit more jitters, but to be honest, I just zone in. I don't even see anybody. I don't really hear anybody. Like, I'm just there with my team, my partner, the people across the net and what they're doing. And to be honest, for me, it wasn't really any different, but I can definitely see some people getting just more nervous and just making those shots. And some of our matches today, like, we started it a bit slow. Like, Takako and Trev started a bit slow, and I was like, it's okay. Like, you'll settle in.
Yeah.
You're good. So that is something I noticed this week, was that it took just a couple more points for us to settle in.
Yeah, interesting.
And I don't know if, like, maybe just last week we were nervous energy and we were just, like, hyped up and ready to go.
Does part of it have to do with being, like, underdog last week, favorite this week? So maybe
yeah.
It puts a little bit more pressure on you.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I mean, we have that match under our belt. I mean, we're supposed to be winning today. So I do think that could be a difference maker, just coming out the gate, like, okay, like, we should be, winning this. So just starting slower. And I just told Takako and Trev, like, just get up to the line, just work up to the line. And, like, once you're at the line, you control it.
Yeah,
so
that's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
I want to circle back to the zone comment of no noise. Is there a color you see when you're in that zone, or is it just gray?
Red.
Jeez. Blood.
Red.
Okay.
No, it's just, I don't know. I think maybe it's from college sports. Just, I mean, people chirping at you the whole entire time. You just get this certain energy and you just focus in and you're like, head down, go.
I think
that's it.
So
it'd
blue?
be good to share with.
Is that what you said, blue?
Yeah.
I think it'd be good to share. I think she saw red because she was looking across the net and they're all wearing red.
Yeah, they're all wearing red.
I think it'd be good to share with the viewers your college background.
Yeah.
So will you go into depth a little bit about that?
Yeah, I played D2 tennis at a small school in Michigan called Ferris State University. So I was there for 3 years. I mean, that was playing college sports is crazy when it comes to this environment because it brings me back there every single time, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
I miss this competitive edge and just kind of like the smack talking, but in college it was like smack talk and you really just don't like each other. But after this, we're all friends, and so that's kind of the cool part about it.
Absolutely. And so I'm going to switch gears on you a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Actually, let's stay with college athletics just for a second.
Okay.
Why
sure.
not?
Yeah.
Tell us about, did you have any big games in college? Do you have any big time wins that you would like to share with us? Did you ever like?
I think I peaked in high school.
Oh.
Yeah, I played high school tennis.
Okay.
Our high school was pretty good.
Okay.
I would say probably we were the number one in the country if we were to compete in like a countrywide type thing.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty good.
We were very, very good. I was a double specialist,
nice.
So that transferred well into pickleball because it's the strategy. So yeah, I definitely peaked in high school. We were very, very good in it.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so let's transition so now I'll transition a little.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So you guys won last week. What do you think this week would have been any different had you lost last week? What do you think or would you have come out with the same mentality and same everything, or would you have tried to would have put a little bit less pressure on you guys to win?
Yeah.
Not that I'm kind of curious because I'm not out there watching you guys.
Yeah. I would like to think that our group of people would have the same energy no matter what. I think we're very positive people, but we definitely fed off of a lot of the Scorchers fans.
Yeah.
So I feel like that win really just took us off into a different level.
That's a great point.
So I would have liked to think we would have been the same, but that kind of helped us a lot.
Yeah. So so I actually kind of want to bring something up that might be a little controversial.
Oh,
Are you
okay.
cool with that?
Yeah.
Are you cool with that?
Yes,
Are we?
let's go.
I'm ready for it.
So, I think that we're going to start seeing maybe a few waivers getting used in the waiver wire. I think that we have a lot of data points now on what we're going to see and what we're going to do as a league. And I think, and now I'm curious to you, do you see, are you excited to see more high-level play break into this league? Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah. I would love that.
Yeah.
The better the play, like, I'm more excited about it. The more I get to work on my game. And I think those players deserve it too.
Absolutely.
To be honest with you. So I'm not afraid of it.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. I know we're all like a big happy family, if that's what everyone wants to call it.
Yeah.
Like you said, after the game, the difference is from college tennis to here is like we all are hugging each other and we're all enjoying each other's company. But you know what? It's still competing. We still need to compete at the highest level we possibly can. And so I'm curious if waiver wire transfers will be made to maybe, this team, I know for a fact they're competitive. I know for a fact they don't want to lose 73-45 again.
Right.
I know they don't want to. It's just, and so because of that, and I know the surprise stingers feel the same way.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm curious to see if their GMs go out and if they work with the commissioner and maybe the president of Jigsaw Health, and try to work a way to bring some more talent in and hopefully try to compete with you guys, because right now there's a gap that needs to be closed.
There is, yeah. So I'm not against that. That's for sure.
Yeah. I would like to see it. What do you think, Commissioner?
I'm interested to see adjustments, like possibly a waiver wire. I'm also interested to see how people come back and see what adjustment. Now, you guys have a couple weeks off now?
Well, I think we have 4 weeks off.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
interested to see what some of these other teams do,
Yeah.
whether it's waiver wire, adjustments, maybe mixing partners, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
What will you guys do then in your layoff? I mean, continue to play? Is there anything specific that you guys are going to do with your layoff to stay kind of
relevant?
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be getting better while you're sitting at home.
Oh.
How do you feel about
Am
that?
I just sitting at home?
I don't know. You got to tell us.
I play every day.
Oh, she's coming out.
I don't think you guys understand.
I'm obsessed with
Yeah. Yeah. Like Trev literally, that's his job. He lives on the pickleball court.
Yep.
Takako also lives on the pickleball court. Michael does as well. So nothing's really going to change. I guess, maybe just like the competitive aspect. Like, we just need to make sure that when we're practicing, like, we're still like competing at a higher level.
Locked in, even though you have a lot of time for the next game.
Yeah. Just like staying more focused. Like, we'll still maintain our practices as a team too, as much as we can.
Smart.
So we won't change that up anymore. But yeah.
Yeah. Who now, looking forward, do you know who your next game is against?
No.
I'd have to look it up really fast because it's a while.
It's a while.
It's a while away. Are you looking forward to competing against a certain team? Maybe dare I say the name?
The Tornadoes.
The Tornadoes. Are you looking forward to playing them?
Yeah, I think that'll be a very fun matchup. Because Takako and I play against Simran and Dana multiple times a week.
Yeah.
So, and it always goes back and forth. So that'll be really fun, and just to see the men just kind of duke it out will be really cool too.
As always.
As always.
No, that's actually why I like doing this so much, is because everybody on the court are like my friends, and I'm just watching them compete, and I just get to sit back here behind a microphone and talk trash.
Just judge them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It feels so good.
It's the best. We'll have you back at one point. We'll have you sit by me. We'll
I
just talk. love
that. Yeah.
At some point in the next
Like,
few
you're
weeks.
trash.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do that.
It's the most fun. You hide behind a microphone, essentially, right?
Yeah.
OSG, can you are we going into next week? Are we looking to cut down on incidents, or are we going to create an environment where maybe we like those and we kind of like the breakages of play and we like seeing people kind of having to stay on their toes?
Yes, we're going to have to kind of do an evaluation. We saw Chris over here potentially go in the front row. So that's something we're going to look into, do some measurements right here between the little triangle stands here and the front row seats.
Yeah.
Make sure people are aware of that. We got to check the height of these tables and make sure those are up to standard so we don't have any more spills of wine.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, we have some work to do.
Yeah.
No, that's good. And I'm sure you're up for the challenge.
We're definitely up for the challenge.
Yeah. Jess, I don't know if you heard, but the Security Commission of Arizona came in and gave the Orchard the first 5-star rating ever for security.
Wow.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Due to OSG's.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a no-brainer decision.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to brag about myself, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're the only
We're only
5-star rating.
5-star. Yeah. Okay, so Jess, just a few more questions for you, just because I don't get the opportunity to ask you as many questions. I don't play with you as much as
Right.
Was there ever a point when you and Takako thought maybe you would play the left a little bit?
No.
Do you guys always stack when you guys play together?
We've just found that that's kind of our bread and butter together as a team. She's very good with her forehand inside out. And I let her do that so she can set me up. That's her strength. And then obviously my forehand roll on the right side is my strength. So like I'm not gonna change that up if
Definitely.
we got to play to our strengths.
Yeah.
So unless something's going just terribly wrong and she's not making her drops on that side, then we'll switch it up. But tonight we never had that thought.
Okay, I was just curious because I do think we have seen it with different guys pairings, with different girls pairings. Actually, you had the opposite team today, the Gladiators, changing up. They were trying different things because you guys are putting a lot of pressure in every area.
Yeah.
It's something that I think, looking forward to different weeks, other teams are actually going to have to plan against that for you guys, right? Like you guys are enforcing your style.
Yeah.
And it's similar to what Michael and Treffrey did. They're enforcing their style right now too.
Yeah.
And so it's putting a lot of pressure on the other team. And I'm sure that's something that you guys practice, but is it how fun is it to be on a team that's being able to enforce like their own style of play?
It feels nice. Yeah, it feels nice not to be so reactive to like everybody's game styles. I mean, obviously, like Steph and Chris, like they had their drives at me, and like I was trying my best to be reactive then. So that was the only time I really felt pressure tonight.
Yeah.
I felt like.
Yeah, but you did very well handling the drives. Chris has a big drive.
Big one.
So does Steph.
Yeah, and he told me before he was gonna hit it as hard as he could at me. So
he was going
prepared me.
I love that. No, I mean you handled them very well, and I think you played the second quarter, so you were the 17-15 victor, and then you were the 22-7 victor. So all around good play from you. I think that actually only adds up to 39-45. So right now, Dana is actually in the driver's seat for best female because she was able to outscore the other team.
Yeah.
You're a close second.
Close.
But so is Takako actually going 18 and 22.
Yeah.
You know. So you guys are really you're fighting for that.
We're
top
good
spot.
females. Like we're just good females. I get it.
I love to watch it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to just see you guys play more.
Yeah.
Because I think that's probably the most. I actually enjoy watching your style of play the most because I'm a right-sided player.
Right. Yeah.
Obviously, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Right sides are the better side.
Oh, duh.
And I don't care who
They
is
set
watching.
everything up.
Yeah, right side.
And then
if you don't have a strong right-sided player, you're
Yeah.
done for. And I think that you see it at the highest level of pickleball and you see it at the lowest level of pickleball. You need that person that can stay consistent and walk through.
Yeah.
Were you also a specialist back in high school tennis team on the right side, or was there?
That's a good question.
Good question.
And what was your guys' mascot? Were you guys?
We were the Dolphins.
Huskies?
The Dolphins.
Yeah.
Where were you where were you?
I was in California.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was in Orange County, like
Okay,
right
makes
on the beach, so it makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Dolphins can be on the beach.
Right. They can.
And we were right-sided specialists in college too.
Yeah, because I was more of a defensive player. I was always like in any videos of me in high school, I was always the one setting up my partner up at the net. So that was just my role. I feel more comfortable setting other people up and hitting like the good strategy shots.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it obviously carried over very well.
A bit, yeah.
I will say it was a pleasure watching you tonight.
Thank you.
It was, I don't always root for, you guys kind of started pulling away, and I didn't really want to root for anyone.
Yeah.
But when I was watching a right-sided player take over the game, I couldn't help but to smile. Smile like.
You're like happy inside.
Yeah, I was like, I was just feeling it. I was like, and you know what? You and Steph was playing the right side for the majority of their team.
Yeah.
And she was playing pretty well too. And so I was watching these two right-sided players just absolutely go at it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is my dream matchup. Because usually you see that cross-court dink on the left.
On the left, yeah. I know.
So I was like, okay, this.
I know. I felt like they were really hitting to me more. I don't know if that was what you saw, but
I noticed that a lot, and I think part of that was because of the lob winners that Takako was hitting.
They're scary.
I mean,
get
like,
it.
She was pushing and she was putting them on their back foot, so they were like, but so were you. It wasn't like there was a weak link on this side of the tape.
Yeah.
So,
no, I'm happy to, if they target me, I'm happy because the more I get warmed up anyway. So.
And I will say you might owe Michael an apology.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, because Michael wanted to be the first back-to-back MVP.
Oh, no.
And after the third quarter, you basically stripped that of him because he didn't really have an opportunity.
Oh, that's why he was like crying on the sidelines?
I think we saw a tear shed from Michael. Just a little tear. And that was because of you, so I think you owe your teammate an apology.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell him. I think we're all going out to dinner after this, so I'll apologize to him.
Well, I really appreciate you sitting down with us. You played great.
Thank you.
It was very fun.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining us on this.
Congratulations.
I think it's the 7th episode of the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I actually will not be here next week.
No, that's sad.
Yeah, I'm going to the PPA in Red Rock.
Okay,
and qualifiers are on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. Red Rock, Utah.
Yeah.
Get it? Yep.
Yeah, so I will not be here on Tuesday, but I believe I will be here for the pregame show.
Okay.
So,
cool. Nice.
Yes, this is. I'm actually kind of hurt. I'm sad.
Okay. I'm sorry.
But that's something that we'll have to.
Who's taking your place?
I actually don't know yet. We're gonna have to get the commission together,
figure that out.
President in the thing, and you might have to take over.
Oh.
Would you?
Those are big shoes to fill.
They're not that big, 8.5.
Oh, kind of small.
No, but yeah. So I won't be here next week, but I'm really looking forward to seeing kind of how the games play out, and I'm looking for better storylines when I come back.
Yeah.
So
we have the Gladiators and the Stingers next week.
Is that what it is? I think it is. I know the Gladiators are playing for sure.
Yeah, they're back to back. Yeah.
So yeah. So then, you're right. I think they play the Stingers. So I mean, that'll be an interesting game because you got two teams that both are coming into a game with not a lot of momentum.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm curious kind of to see who kind of picks up the slack and what they can do.
Right.
We'll see kind of if the waiver wire gets hit hard this week or not.
Well, an 0-2 might be a big hole to climb out of. Not impossible, but
0-2 doesn't feel good. That's what we say.
Does not feel good.
Yeah. So let's hope that I would like to see some waiver wires get hit, but that's just because I'm a spectator.
How quick would that be happening?
I think we're gonna have to pass that one off to commission in Prez, and I don't want to say anything, but I just think that we have enough data points now to maybe make that call. I think that'd be fun to, these teams don't want to lose. I know that for a fact, and you don't want to be the 5th team.
Yeah, I know.
The first 4 you have a chance.
Right.
You don't want to be the 5th team, and starting 0-2 is going to hurt.
Yeah.
And so
I agree.
And next week they have an opportunity, being probably the teams that are essentially in last place is what I would look at it as. Unfortunately, both tied for 4th place or both tied for 5th place. One of those teams has a chance to take over and get out of that bottom spot.
Yeah.
It puts a lot of pressure on the team, so I'm curious how they're going to react.
Yeah, it'll be a close one.
Do you have a prediction?
I don't. I don't know. I just think I think the Gladiators might have a bit of an edge, but it just really depends on what team re-strategizes and rethinks how they play, especially in mixed. Like they've got to figure out different ways to play that. So it depends on Who changes that up?
Yeah. And I believe there's 40 minutes until the bars close, and that's when I gotta go. No, I'm just kidding.
I gotta go now.
No, I agree with you. I think that next week is gonna be quite interesting. But I do agree with you that I think Gilbert has a slight edge. I don't know why I think that.
Yeah.
I'm not I have no data to back that up at all.
Me neither.
I mean, like they both got kind of put into a meat grinder, but I do think that Gilbert for some reason has just a little bit.
Could be just from the recent playing tonight.
Exactly.
Right.
It could be that.
Yeah.
It could be all it is, and maybe it's just because they're most recent in my head, and so I just assume.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So, with that said, let's thank you for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
MVP
it. Thank you.
of week 3.
Let's go.
You got what? 2 more games left after this before finals. So
2 more.
before starting 2-0, that
Feels
almost
good.
solidifies you into the
Yeah.
semi. So you actually probably about 3.
Yeah.
At least 3 more games. So good job.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah.
And from there we will lock it down.
Pickleballers, I'm a little upset tonight. I've had some numerous rumors that when you watch the last 2 games and watch both men and women hit the ball as hard as they do, that our balls are juiced. They are not juiced. We use a Durafast 40 by Onyx, the neon. You might have the yellow, the pink, the white. But make sure when whatever ball you are using, they have 2 separate holes on them. One of them is 3 micrometers, and the smaller size hole is 2.1 micrometers. So whatever ball you choose to play, just make sure it has the right amount of holes in it. Until next episode.